Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So the ongoing saga of the Roberts R600, say electrically done now, good to go, all working very well actually. Next thing, as I say, is the case restoration. So everything else. I say I have got a few of these R600s, so one thing I was concerned about was this front piece here. As I say, that should be a bluey colour. I mean, I really don't know what this is, whether this is the backing for the main bit or someone's taken it out. I mean, I'm going to need to get it out to get at these screws to replace the grommets in, but there should be something blue. So what I've done is I've dug out another one of my Roberts R600s. This is another work in progress. Well, it will be when I get round to doing it. I tend to tie little labels on them when I get them. This one was bought off of eBay. Not a lot of money. It's a non-worker, but it does work. Knobs are wrong. On this particular older version of the R600 with the metal like mesh grill rather than the newer ones which have got painted stripes on them, which don't look as nice, I don't think, as these. So say we've got two different knobs on this one. They should both be smooth knobs, but we've got a narrowed one and a smooth one, so that's got to go. Fingers crossed I can get some spares from somewhere. Straps missing, so as I say, all little bits and pieces. I did put a new aerial in this one, so it's got a brand new telescopic, which is very nice. As I say, I've got another one to go in the other radio. So what I wanted to do was have a look at the blue plastic. I'm not sure if it's plastic or not actually. Let's see if I can find my mat. I don't want to damage this one. Let's put my rubber matting back down. So let's have a look. As I say, you can see, I don't know if the light's good enough for you to see it. Is there, look. You can see that that is definitely blue in behind the dial plate there, so that's what we're looking at. So same removal process as before. The right size screwdriver. As I say, I'm only doing this purely to have a look at the face plate, so I'm going to put this one back together straight after. So we'll be worrying about storing the screws. So this one had a broken aerial when I got it, and no screw in the bottom of the aerial, so I've had to cobble up a little brass screw I had. So that's the bottom of the aerial. Looks like I put an extra long one in there. There we go. That's it. So as before, it just lifts out. Strange enough, it's got one of them horrible modules in it again. If I get round to restoring this one, I will have to do that one as well. Joy. Right, let's pop the antenna out. Pop these knobs off. Plastic trims. Let me get in there and look. Or do I have to unsolder everything again? Bear with me, I'm going to need to knock the aerial and headphone socket off of this one as well. Join me again in a minute. Okay, welcome back. I've disconnected the wires from the headphone jack and the car aerial socket. So that should now pop off. And lo and behold, a blue piece of something. don't know what that is, whether that's... Yeah, it actually looks like a blue piece of aluminium. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be difficult to replace that. Going to need to come up with a solution for that. Let's just take a quick picture so as I've got an idea of I've got an idea of the colour, because I'm going to need to go and probably get some paint as well. Actually, let's turn the flash off on that, because it's nice and bright today for a change. Let's go nice and close. Come on. There we go. Yeah, as I say, very thin aluminium sheet. This looks like there's something behind it, which is probably just some double-sided tape, which I suspect is what this is. Just double-sided tape gone bad. So I need to find something. It's very thin aluminium, actually. I don't know what gauge that would be, but it's very thin. So there we are. That's going to be a work in progress. I've not got anything like that to hand, so anyway, on to the cake. Okay, welcome back. Just continuing on with the blue piece behind the dial glass. I've got an old scrap Roberts R600 here. It's not scrap as such, but I've been using it for spares for various other radios. But it has got virtually identical size blue back panel on it. So what I'm trying to do, I've just squirted some label remover in there. I don't know if you probably can't see that very well, but I'm just trying to prise out the odor. I'm being very careful, because what I don't want to do is bend it. So fingers crossed I'll get that off. Join me in a minute, hopefully it's off. Okay, welcome back to a rather untidy bench now. As you can see, I have got that tricky bit of plastic off. Not perfectly flat, but yeah, not bad. That'll straighten out anyway. How did I do it? Well, this is the old top of the chassis, I suppose you'd call it, from the R606. It looks like it's fixed on with some form of double-sided tape. So how did I get it off? Well, I used some sticky label remover, and that didn't do a lot apart from slightly soften it. This is the boy that did the job. A little bit of heat just applied to the back, not the actual front piece, because that is actually plastic on this one. So if I applied any heat to that, it would have killed it dead. So there we go. The blue fascia is ready for installation onto the R600. Thanks for watching. Okay, welcome back. I'm just installing the last of the grommets for the FM tuner module. So it's another one of those tricky, fiddly little jobs, unfortunately. But you can see this is just a case of gently easing it in all the way around. Eventually it'll just hopefully go pop and it's in. Ah, there you go. Whew. There, that's 3 new grommets fitted. The old grommet's absolutely shot. I mean, they're just falling apart. Look, they're in pieces. Real rubbishy old things. My new grommets Looks like they're 1/8 by a 1/4 inch. Some of imperial stuff back in the 60s. So yeah, there's the only intact grommet left, side by side with a new one. So there you go, I thought I'd quickly show you that. If you don't do those, firstly this nice new bit of plastic that I've got sits underneath those, so I don't want to be sticking that back and having to pull it back off again. And also it does mess up the position of the tuning knob if these aren't right, because it doesn't pull it back far enough. So you need to change those really. If you don't, what could happen is the tuning module could short against the case, all sorts of things, but got to be done. Anyway, yeah, see you again. Welcome back again. Getting a very messy desk at the moment, too many things going on, but as I say, here we have the getting in a little bit better. Here we have the new backing for the dial glass. That's the original side, as you can probably hopefully see there. That's pretty mucky, so what I'm going to do is flip it. This is the side that had all the sticky on it before, so I've cleaned all that off. Devil of a job, but I've used some isopropyl alcohol on that to clean it right off, make sure there's no residue or anything on it, and on this side. So what I'm going to do, I've got some double-sided tape. This, well, I'm hoping this will do the job. If not, I've got lots of other sorts of tape. There's my phone going off. Let's get the scissors. I don't want to touch this if I can help it. So, come on. Get that down on there. It's a slight overlap, but I shall trim that off. Let's make sure that's firmly stuck. Firmly stuck to my workbench. Let's just trim the edges off of that. Make sure I don't cut through the blue plastic, that wouldn't be a good thing to do. There we have it. So that's going to sit in our radio like that. Good as new. Let's just pop it up a little bit off the back, but as I say, I have checked it with the dial glass in front. Let's have a look. Where are we? Good as new. Excellent, pleased with that. So let's just put that down. Hopefully you can still see what I'm up to. Let's clear the decks a bit again. So back with the front. I'm happy that that's going to fit. I've cleaned that up with some foam cleaner. I also heated it momentarily with the blow lamp just to make it dry. Sorry, blow lamp. Hot air gun. So let's just do that again. Bear with me. Also helps the glue stick if it's a little bit warm. Okay, that's the backing off. down, line it up, stick it on. There we have it, one nice new blue backdrop for the door glass. Thanks for watching, and join me again later. Okay, welcome back again. I've just taken this in and given it a clean off with some cream cleaner. Hi, I've just been in and given this a good clean with some foam cleaner. It's come up really nice. You probably can't see it on the screen. You might be able to if I shine my light over it, but there are some very fine scratches, especially around this area where the on-off knob is used. A little bit around the tuner. It's not so bad in underneath the knobs, but what I want to do is just clean up around it. What I use for this is just chuck everything everywhere, Graham. Just some normal car bodywork scratch remover. Works on plastic as good as it does really on car bodywork. So anyway, I've used this loads of times. It does work. You just need a little bit of damp cloth. Soaking wet cloth, damp cloth. Little squirt of this on it. Basically, just put it on the faceplate and do a lot of this for a fair amount of time. So I'll pause it there and hopefully join me when I welcome back again to my channel. Given that a go, I'm going to do a final polish of it when it's back and assembled. I'm not going to mess with it too much again now, because what I don't want to do is damage any of the print underneath, all the writing and that. So I've got the worst of the scratching out around the knobs, so that's brilliant. That'll shine up really nice now. Next job is to touch up some of these areas on the back where you probably can't see. You may be able to. If I put it against the white background, you can probably see. Let's get you in a little bit closer. What I mean is the dial plate where it's gone through. So you can see in some areas it's like little white patches shining through the black. All that is really is like here where it's been messed with, and basically the paint's rubbed off the back. So all I'm going to do is fill in those areas with some black hobby, gloss black hobby enamel. So I'm just going to touch that up. Let's get my green board back up. So a little bit of artwork now. Let's go out a little bit on this. Let's get that one open. This is water soluble as well, this paint, which is quite nice. It means it doesn't ruin your brushes. So just a little tiny bit, and I'm just going to pop it in. It only really ever needs one coat, this. So let's go mad with that. You can check as you go in that you've actually got it, because once it's covered, the black disappears. So let's look at that bit down by the AFC there. Let's just colour that in, and that should disappear before our eyes. There you go, good as new. It doesn't really matter right on the edges because that's covered up by those little chrome strips, but you know, I've just got to do it. I can't help myself. There's quite a bad area up here in the corner. That's had a lot of beasting about by the looks of it. So let's give that a good coating. Cover that back up. Again, if you've got the white missing or anything like that, then you're in trouble really. One of your lettering's missing. I have messed about with some laser like water slide paper, which works pretty well. Okay, still a couple of bits I've missed there, look. Okay, getting there. That's looking much better. Seems over the top, but it's well worth doing. So you don't get loads of paint everywhere, but just touch up the little areas that you want. Just do a little bit there. Looking good. The white is disappearing. Right, there's a nice little scratch mark around that, so let's get rid of that one all in one go. Anyway, you don't want to watch me doing that forever, so I'll finish this and be back with you in a minute. There we are, all done. I also to touch up around the tone control as well, so I've had to get some white paint and touch in that behind, as you can see. But yeah, all my touching up's done, and that's looking very good now. So that's definitely a lot more presentable, and I'm happy with that. So on to the case now. Okay, moving on to the case, what I've decided to do is to take the handle off to make staining of the sides a lot easier. Get a much more even coat if the handle's out of the way. And what you've got is, you've got a little retaining, I can't remember what the name they call it now. It's, if someone would like to just add that in a comment, that'd be great. I can't remember, it's a spire nut or something like that, but it's basically, I've already taken one off. It's just a captive washer, and as you push it down it grips the shaft. So as I say, tricky little devils to get out. Basically a lot more patience. So you just gotta, I tend to use an old electrical jeweler's screwdriver and just prise them off bit by bit. So they are pretty robust unless they're rusted. If they're rusted, just leave them. They'll never come off. If they do come off, they'll wreck everything. So it does take a while, this. That's typical, isn't it? The other one came off nice and easy. This one not so good. Oh well. Stick with it. This is it. Stick with it and good things will come. I think we're making progress. He's on the way off. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. One retaining washer. Now these are just copper pins pushed through, so you just want some good old heavy-handed screwdriver. Tap them through. Just be careful of the wood. I think I'll do is I'll get an old jeweler's screwdriver and just follow that through with that one. Save damaging the woodwork. Let's get the camera up a little bit. So all I'm going to do now is just put that on top. There we have it, one end free. Good opportunity to clean that up as well. Let's pop around and do the same for the other one. Let's knock him through with a screwdriver first. Typical, that one's been a bit awkward. There he goes. Again, if you've got a fine punch, then all well and good. There we are. One handle off. One other thing I did off camera as well was I pulled the badge off the front. Unfortunately, one of the pins was already broken, so I've only got one retaining pin left on that one. Again, it's pretty short, that needs a good clean up and a respray, so I should be doing that as well. So there we are, nearly bare. I've also straightened the grill out a bit, if you can see that, but I've managed to get that pretty straight actually. I'm quite pleased with that. That's come up fine. There's a couple scuffs on it where something's brushed against it hard, but really there's not much you can do about that other than replace the whole grill. As I say, these are the earlier style, and I do like this grill better, so I will be retaining that. There we are. Join me next and I'll talk about cleaning up the sides. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this into the bathroom and I'm going to spray this with foam cleaner. Just work it in with a toothbrush. I mean, this is pretty horrible, the size of this one. It's not too bad that side. I've just gone over it with a little bit of thinner to get rid of some paint splashes. But I'm going to go over the front, the grill, the back, everything with cleaner, give it a thorough cleaning. So join me again and we'll start thinking about giving it some stain. Okay, I've given this a good washing off. Still damp at the moment, but you can see the finish is pretty dull on the side. That foam cleaner, it actually takes all the polish and everything off, so it basically gets it back to bare wood, because these were never actually varnished as such. I think they were just oiled. So I'm going to leave this to dry off now, and when it's bone dry I shall put some finish on it. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel and my workbench. Right, I've left this to dry overnight. You can see the grain is cleaned up lovely. It's dull and a bit flat, but it's come up really nice. It's a real keeper, that one, for someone. As I say, all the back's cleaned up nice. I've straightened the grill out. As I mentioned yesterday, I've straightened the grill on the front out. I've also cleaned, there's some pretty dirty marks on it which I've cleaned out. You'll see my lovely fetching blue gloves. It's not the colour of my skin, it's not that cold here. It's to protect me for the next stage of the process. So this is what I'm going to be putting on the sides. I keep going on about I'm staining it. I'm not, I'm actually putting some oil on it. This is Danish oil. Just follow the instructions on the tin. you do need to leave 6 hours between coats on this, and as I say, if you do and you're patient with it, you will get a really good finish. So I'm going to put a coat on tonight, then I'm going to put a coat on tomorrow morning before I go out, and I'll have a final coat when I come back from work tomorrow. So bear with me, I'll just get this all ready. So needs a good shake up first. Need to get something to just stand it on a minute. What can we use to stand it on? What can we use to stand this on? Okay, bear with me. Right, welcome back. So I've got just a couple little plastic boxes there. I'm sanding it on now. All that is, I don't want the bottom to rest on a surface and mess the oil up on the bottom, really. So just a case now of opening the oil, which is easier said than done. There we go. I just use these like multi-purpose cloths, just cheap ones, because you're not going to use this again. It's going to be a throwaway job. I cut them in half usually, fold them in half and half again. Just put a good generous bit of oil on the cloth. Let's pop the lid back on because I'm prone to knocking stuff over. So the last thing I want is a load of Danish oil all over my workbench. So then it's just a case of applying it on. A bit of muck. Make sure you cover it all. Smells good, this stuff. You're supposed to use it in a well ventilated area, so I believe the cloths are really flammable as well, so I usually tend to put them in a bag. So I'll do underneath as well, make sure you get everything covered. It's weird stuff, this is almost like varnish. It really does come up shiny after you've got a few coats. That's just the first coat on side one, look, and there we are. You can see already how it's bringing out the grain. It's darkening it up, very nice. I do like the sides on these Roberts radios. It's one of the big plus points for me on these. Not the modules. So again, on this side, all I'm doing is just wiping it over, letting it absorb it into the wood. Okay, make sure you don't miss anywhere because it will show up on your second coat. Down on the bottom. I do need to get a monitor set up so I can keep looking up at the camera. There we go. I think you'll agree that that's brought that wood up really nice. So say, first couple coats go really patchy. I'll leave that to dry overnight. I'm going to put the cloth that I'm using in a bag, because believe me, it does stink and it is flammable, so just going to pop that in there. As I say, I'll give it one more coat in the morning and another coat before I go to work. Sorry, when I come back from work tomorrow. So anyway, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, and not blue thumbs like a smurf. Join me again when I finish the case. Hi, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So far these sides have had 2 coats. If you can see the sort of sheen that I've achieved on that, that's with just 2 coats, 6 hours between coats, leaving it to dry between. Let's say it's looking pretty good now. You could leave it at that. I mean, you could leave it with just one coat on it if you wanted sort of more of a matte sort of silk finish, but that's a sort of more of a silky finish. The final coat now will give it a real high gloss, so really up to you how many coats you put on. So I've shaken up my, let's sort this creaky chair out as well. It's not my bones, so let's get a good bit of Danish oil on this one. As I say, this will be the final coat on this. I'll leave it to dry overnight then, and I can start, well, I can't start reassembling yet because I need to fix the Roberts badge on the front, but I'm going to do that partially on cam, partially off cam later, get that all finished up. So there we go, that's looking good. Nice. So just don't forget these little edges. It looks terrible if you miss them. I've done it before. Get right into the sides of it. Try not to get it on the vinyl if you can help it. I mean, it will rub off, but it's pretty sticky stuff, this. That's that side. Now this side. Certainly soaking this oil up anyway. There we have it. So you can see the shine on that as I go over it, but it really does bring out the colour in the wood as well. So there we are. Hopefully you can see that. As I say, I'm going to get on with the Roberts logo now for the front there. I'm going to need to give that a little bit of an extra clean off later. It's not particularly brilliant. I'm just going to give that an extra scrub, but bear with me and I'll show you what I do with the badge. See you again soon.